Okay, so I have a Am I the Asshole story.
Wop, baba, loo, bop, the wop, bang, boom. Tutti Frutti?
You almost made me shit myself.
Oh my gosh. So, am I the asshole for?
Yes, you are.
All right. Well, we solved the mystery. That was fast. Oh, what we
Anyway,
got?
so this spoke to me, which is why I chose it. Am I the asshole for telling my father I'd rather let a stranger walk me down the aisle, and that he'd be lucky if he was even invited to the wedding?
Spoke to you, huh? I
Yeah,
wonder
since
why.
since my father's a deadbeat bitch.
Nee.
Um,
Fucking loser.
so this is from August 24th of this year.
The day after our wedding renewal.
Yep. Throwaway account because my family knows my main. As the title says, I, 24F, snapped at a family dinner and told my father, 56, that I'd rather let a stranger walk me down the aisle than him. For a bit of context, my father has always wanted my brother and I to have a traditional wedding. Since I was a child, he has always told me how much he looked forward to eventually walking me down the aisle, and I too shared his excitement. Excuse me. However, that changed the day I found out he cheated on my mother.
Ooh.
The affair was a one-time thing. However, he kept contact with the woman for over a year before my mother caught him. So you still
Damn.
had an emotional affair.
No, I'm wrapping it as a whole since you already
Yeah,
smashed.
but because he
You
didn't
smashed first,
continue,
then you kept going. Bro, you're doing
he had a
you're
whole
doing the
other.
whole nine.
Yeah. This completely changed my view of him, and although my mother decided to forgive him, his behavior after the fact only made me detest him more.
After the fact. Oh boy.
He got more aggressive, would often turn to alcohol, and basically became a stranger. He only got worse when I entered my teens. And now that I'm in my 20s, my
What?
mucus is is
Oh,
getting
I thought it was the ginormous thumping.
no.
What it sounds
That's
like,
that's the lifted a million pounds downstairs.
I
Um,
pick things up and put them down.
uh, he only got worse when I turned into my teens, and now that I'm in my 20s and have put more thought into my future marriage, I know for a fact I do not want him walking me down the aisle, even though I know how much this will hurt him. Instead, both my brother and I agreed that he be the one walking me down the aisle,
Oh,
as he was the father figure when I was growing up.
oh shit. Well,
And I wonder how big the age gap is between them.
mm,
Now, here's where the problem began. I no longer speak much to my father. However, every year or so, my mother hosts a family dinner. Since they are still together, my father is always at these events. Unfortunately,
yeah,
he often uses them to get drunk and complain about how upsetting it is that we no longer speak to him, yada yada yada.
not them.
Speak to him, my bad. The only reason I keep coming to these dinners is because I love my mother, and I do not want to make her feel like I'm abandoning her.
Fair.
I have tried to organize outings with just my mother, however, my father always strong arms his way into these meetings, and in my opinion, it just isn't worth the fight.
Mm,
However, yesterday, I just snapped. During the dinner, the topic of marriage was brought up. My brother recently proposed to his fiance and was talking with my mom about some of their wedding plans. My father, who was already drunk, piped up about how much he was looking forward to walking me down the aisle when I eventually get married. Immediately apologized and told him that I already decided my brother was going to be walking me down the aisle. I added that instead of me, he could walk my mother down the aisle before I entered so he could have his moment. After a long pause from him, my father started yelling. He told me I was an ungrateful brat,
oh,
how he couldn't believe that this is how I repaid him after all he'd done for me growing up.
oh.
I remained silent while he went off on me, but after he told me I should just be lucky I should be lucky he even still wanted to walk me down the aisle. After how I treated him, I just snapped. I told him that I would rather a stranger walk me down the aisle, and he'd be lucky if he was even invited to the wedding. I know my wording was harsh, but I was just sick of him berating me. Once I had finished yelling, my father broke down and started sobbing. He kept on repeating that I was such a bad person for taking this from him. And how could I do this to him after everything? I couldn't handle staying there, so I just left the dinner. Today I was bombarded with texts from my mom about how I shouldn't have said those things, and that I know how my father is, and what alcohol does to him, and that I should have just remained quiet. My brother is on my side, but I know my mother's right. I have experienced my father under the influence, and know that the best way to handle it is to stay silent. Still, when he said those things about me, I just couldn't stop myself. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for telling my father I'd rather let a stranger walk me down the aisle, and that he'd be lucky if he was even invited to the wedding?
Ooh.
There's comments and updates, but
My thoughts.
what are your thoughts?
First off, my guy said you're even lucky
I still want to
that
walk you
if
down.
I still want to walk you down, but what I said made you cry like a bitch?
That's that
Bro,
narcissism.
I don't get it. I don't get it. But he, this one threw me. The first thing I didn't like was her saying, but I knew I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
I knew it was harsh because I do know how he,
No, that's not an excuse, man.
ultimate things for me. Number one, how you are does not make it okay. I don't care how you are. If I don't want to placate you, I'm not going to placate you. If I don't want to adhere to your dumb shit, I'm not going to adhere to your dumb shit. And with me, 99.9% of the time, I don't want to do that. If you get to do what you want to do, I'm going to do what I want to do. And clearly, he wanted to go off on you. He wanted to berate you. He wanted to make you feel like shit. Before you even said anything ignorant, you started it with, we talked about it and gonna have bro walk me
She even
down.
said she apologized. Said, I'm sorry, Dad, but I'm
Gonna
actually
have,
gonna have Joseph, whatever, walk me down the
yeah,
aisle.
yeah.
Like, didn't
We were
even
gonna have
say
you walk
you
down with
walk me down the
mom.
aisle. Fuck that. That's not happening. Wasn't
Yeah,
even
like
rude
wasn't
about
even
it.
ignorant about it, and he decides to go off on her like you're a brat, and you're lucky that I even want it. First off, dude,
I'd be even luckier if you didn't want to.
when mom says you know how he is when he drinks,
That's
I'm
enabling.
I'm automatically pissed off from that because we're not doing the enabling thing. I don't even if it's enabling or not enabling. What does that have to do with what I say? What does that have to do with my responses?
Mm-hmm.
What does that have to do? Like, if you went to the cops and was like, before you interact with this man, he gets like this when he drinks. So you just got to understand that this is how he is. He's not like that when he's not drinking, but he's like that when he is. And then
All that
he
is a
breaks the
warning.
law.
That's just a warning on how they know how they react or how to handle the
Yeah.
situation. But that doesn't excuse
Anything
anything
that
that
he
you do.
does. Yeah. Like, dude, it doesn't matter. I don't care how you are when you get drunk. I don't care how you are with your feelings. Dude, if you do something or are doing something that makes you a piece of shit, and I don't want you associated with a situation that is joyous to me because you make me unjoyous,
Honestly, all
then
she
you're
said was the
gone.
truth, though. At that, she didn't even say anything to be mean. She said once she started thinking about her marriage life, like marriage in the future, then she realized, you know what? I don't
Like,
actually don't think it's a good idea for my father to walk me down. I don't want that. She said she didn't. It didn't come from a place of
of
hatred
hatred
or
or
anything.
anger,
She just was like, this was the best decision for me,
and that's what it's
and
supposed
that's
to be
how she
about, right?
moved forward. Yeah, she didn't do it out of spite or anything. It was just because of the person that he is. That's not what I want.
That's stupid. That's
And
just actually
you're
stupid.
he
And
doesn't
the
care about anybody but himself. So he wants, I
he
want to walk
seems.
my daughter down the aisle. It doesn't matter anything that I've done up until this point. That's what I want. That's what's gonna happen.
I don't know what kind of guy he is exactly, but he's giving failure, loser, bitch. And
See, the failure
I'm
loser cool. Where the bitch come from?
he's bitch because you can't, like, how many times do we tell the kid or anybody. It's like a universal law. Don't dish it out if you can't take it. He
He
said
started it.
listen, when it comes to, first off, this is a rule. Kids can not say what they want to say, but what a kid says to you is going to impact you in a way. What you say to a kid is going to change their lives. So you could, and of course, that's not like a locked in rule, but for the majority of the time, if a kid says, I hate you, you're an adult. So you're going to process it and it's going to make you feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
And you're going to do this other thing called factoring in. You're going to factor in their age. You're going to factor in that they're kids. You're going to factor in that they said that right after you did blah, 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 and that pissed them off. Okay, cool. If you were a piece of shit your whole life to them and then they said that, you might factor in that it's 100% true. But even if it is true, you're going to take other steps before you just come to the conclusion that, wow, they really do hate me and it's 100% fact. And now I'm like, you're not going to just get there. A kid, if you say, I hate you to a kid, that can literally shape that kid's entire future. There's a difference. So if we go off of that logic and we fast forward back to this situation, you'll be lucky. Yeah, I would rather have a stranger walk me down the aisle and you'd be lucky to come to my wedding, to the father. You're lucky that I even want to walk you down the aisle. To the daughter? Bro, what? You can't take it back, but you can dish it out.
Yep.
You're the father. You just dished out some scarring shit. My father doesn't want to walk me down the aisle. Or
some people...
No. My father is conditional about walking me down the aisle and does not, basically like thinks that I'm lucky for him to do this. She's upset with me because of the things that I've done. So let me cry.
There's some people or some parents who think because I'm the parent, I deserve a certain level of... So like, I'm the parent, so I can say that. And you saying that back to me, how dare you? I'm your father.
Automatic, no. You teach your kids respect. You teach the kids how to behave. You teach the kids how to talk to others. When you did all that, I guarantee you weren't saying it's okay to call them a motherfucking bitch. It's okay to say you're worthless. It's okay. You never said that. You never said that when you were raising them. So, and I'm assuming your parents didn't say that. I'm not supposed to assume, but I don't care because realistically, no one's just going down the family bloodline saying, hey, remember that if this person upsets you in any way, you are to just cuss them out and go off and break all their shit. Like, nobody's doing that on a regular basis. Come on. So when it gets down to that you taught your kid how to speak, how to approach a situation like this. If that's the case, then why do you get to say anything different? If you sat back and taught them this stuff, then that means that you know the standards. You know the standards. So you being the parent and not giving you the freedom to say other things and shit like that, yeah, that might work when the kid's 5 years old, but 24? Shit, 18? Shit, 14? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. My mother taught me very simple. Respect everyone. Respect everyone.
Respect is earned, not just given automatically.
If anybody disrespects you, fuck them. But my mother made it clear that applies to anyone. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you're my daddy, my mama, my cousin, my brother, a stranger, the girlfriend, my children, my wife, my estranged uncle. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm not going to disrespect you. When I first meet you, I'm not going to disrespect you. While we're having a conversation, first conversation, I'm not going to disrespect you. 10th conversation, if you're not coming at me, I'm not going to disrespect you. If I say something that you took as disrespect, I'm going to apologize. I don't care how perfect this sounds. I've literally done that my whole life because it's pretty fucking easy. But if you disrespect me, aside from me giving you chances to rectify the situation, I'm going to fuck off on you. And your status means nothing. It doesn't. I don't care who you are. You being the parent, that's cool, that's nice. So that makes it okay for you to remind me that I am worthy of having your drunk ass walk me down the aisle?
Nick, if
Okay.
you can't even come to dinner not drunk, why
Bro,
would
that
I even? Why would I even chance that you would
you
come
can't
and
come to
show up to
dinner
my
not
wedding
drunk.
not drunk?
You can't end dinner not drunk. If you didn't pull up drunk, you can't end it not drunk. You yell, you cause problems. You literally sound like a child, an unruly
And that
child.
must have been so embarrassing too. They out to lunch and he's sitting
And then
here
he's doing that.
crying and yelling and like, come on! I would have left too.
I'd have recorded it.
I'm not doing this.
I'd have recorded it, sent it to him, and then the label of it before the video starts, it says, "This.
This is
This
why
is
you're not
why.
walking me down.
Yep.
This
This is
is
what
why
you
I don't
expect.
talk to you."
Yep. And then what? But then again, she knows her
But then
parent.
he's gonna say, "Well, I was drinking, blah blah blah."
How
So
is that an
what?
excuse? How is that an excuse? Saying I was
Nobody
drinking
forced you to drink.
saying I was drinking and acting out of character or acting inappropriately, doing stuff that is deemed illegal or just morally wrong within your circles is doing stuff illegal or is morally wrong in your circles. That doesn't matter what unless they forced it down your throat. If somebody put a gun to your head and was like, drink this fifth to the face right now, one shot. Like drink it. And then after that, you started wilding out. I'm gonna tell you to the best of your abilities, dude, get it together. But if I know that there was a gun held to your head when you had to drink that, then I'm gonna try to do my best to just like, all right. But dog, nobody forced you to drink all those days, all those times. So don't say that. Don't use it. If you use it, you're gonna get roasted
Yeah.
because it's just stupid. Let's hit them comments though, because I'll go on all day about how he's a bitch,
So okay.
ugly.
All right. First comment. Not the asshole. Your father is a selfish drunk, and it doesn't seem like he really suffered any consequences from his affair or any of his actions afterwards.
That's what I wanted to touch on, but I'm not gonna go deep into it. But bro, you're a drunk. You get angry and start arguments, but you cheated and think you have the power to do so. Like I would say again, I don't care who you are. If you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you back. But I'm not gonna let shit slide like that. But if I know where it's coming from, then you may or may not get a pass. This is coming from the person that did the cheating. The way he's acting is like she fucked up.
Yep. Yep. Ass backwards.
Keep going.
Your mom defends him, which is classic codependency behavior.
Yep.
It also seems like your dad became abusive as time went on.
Yep.
I think that if your dad is anywhere near your wedding, a wedding dinner, a wedding reception, he's going to be trouble, and it's going to make your memories, it's going to mar your memories of the best event of your life. OP replied, I appreciate your verdict. I know it seems obvious that I should cut contact, but I just want to keep the peace in my family. There's no peace.
Yep.
And
It's
really,
that piece right there that just told me everything.
and really don't want to lose my mother after all that she has done for me, and even if she defends my father. My father struggled with a nicotine addiction when we were children, and he fixed it by turning to alcohol. He did enter rehab for a while, and that is where he met his affair partner, where he was caught.
So he started off an alcoholic, a smoker, and then an alcoholic.
Yeah. When he was caught, he relapsed. We were told to just move past the affair, and if we brought it up to my father, my father would either start sobbing or get aggressive. My mother is entirely financially dependent on my father, and although she has never denied it, I sometimes think that is the only reason she stayed. Regarding the abuse, my father never really physically harmed my brother or I. He would, when he was already really drunk, slap us, but my mother always managed to stop him. So it never truly got bad.
Got slapped.
Although I don't know if this counts as verbal or any other form of abuse, he would often drive dangerously when we angered him in the car, complain about our attitudes or yell at us, mainly when drunk, and kick my brother out at 16 and me when I turned 17.
That's
These are
absolutely abuse.
these are just a few things I can recall off the top of my head, but I'm sure my brother has other stories from the time we were living with him.
That is,
And
Now you're a worse piece of shit because I thought the drinking and stuff happened after the affair. You've been like this. You started the game like
The
this.
alcohol and stuff just
Yeah.
intensifies.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. The second I heard the mom shit, I'm turning to my fiance and I'm like, yo, we got to do better. I know we're doing good. We got to do better. We got to double up.
You got to get my mom
we
out
got
the
to get this
situation.
guap. We got to get this money and then consistently get it because, nah, we're not having Ma in this. It's not happening. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You can't make a person do this and that. Bro, I will physically pull my mother out of this situation. I'll go
And we
to the
move to
crib.
another state.
If I got it like that, I will be like, hey, so yeah, bought a house and we have an in-law suite there or just, an extra area, space for you, whatever. Cool. Second she hits me with oh, but I can't leave your father. Why? Well, it just feels wrong. Oh, he left you for that other woman, and then you accepted him back. So I know this isn't about to be two wrongs don't make a right type of thing, because this isn't wrong. This is for your safety, your mental health safety.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem
Not
like
just you, but
physical.
also for your kids.
Yeah,
Because I know it's hard for them to see their mother.
exactly. I'm gonna hit her with that. Like, Ma, I literally watch this all the time with y'all. I'm at the point where me and my fiance have stepped up our game solely to make sure that you could come and stay with us. Where your kids want to go because they don't want to come and see dad like this. And then if she says anything other than you're right, let's go, I'm letting her know. Guess who's getting physically pulled out of this building? I'm packing your shit, or I'm gonna have somebody pack your shit, and we gonna go.
We're going to buy you new shit. Don't even worry
You're
about
gonna
that.
come over my shoulder. You're gonna get put in the car, the seatbelt on, and we gonna go. Cause we're not doing this. Dad's staying here alone. And if you're lucky, he'll fucking off himself. And then you can go home.
All right. Well,
The world
maybe
doesn't need
he'll
him.
finally get the help that he needs and stick with it. I'm not saying to
It'll just
like
make
go
him
back,
worse.
not to like get back into his life or anything, but for
Gotta
himself.
get back.
Next comment says, not the asshole. Your father is abusive drunk and your mother is enabling him and allowing him to abuse her children. I understand you love your mother, but she's clearly choosing to support his verbal and emotional abuse of you for whatever reason. I can't tell you what you should do. Only that if it was me, I would tell them both the above, word for word, and then block them until they decided to grow up. OP said, sorry about the deleted comment. I believe Reddit glitched and it looked as though I had replied twice. As to what I said in the original comment, I know my mother is painted in a poor light in the interaction, but when we were teens, she would protect us whenever he got physical and would defend us when he entered our rooms at night just to scream. She has also been my support system alongside my brother, and I don't know what I would do without her in my life. I don't know what she has to put up with now that we are out of the house. A lot of comments are saying I need to cut her out as well, but then I don't know how I'll be able to make sure she is safe and taken care of. Another comment said, I grew up with an alcoholic father, and that is no excuse for his behavior or lashing out. He screwed
Exactly.
up. Yep.
Go ahead.
He screwed up so badly over so many years. Your father needs to get his act together, and he is not owed anything by you or your brother. OP said, my brother and I tried to convince him when he was sober to consider rehab. My mother doesn't want him to go because that is where he met his affair partner, and he doesn't want to go either as he claims it didn't help him the first time. I often find myself considering just cutting him out of my life, but then I have no way of knowing if my mom is safe. I don't trust my father with her. Last comment before the update. It is like talking to a bottle to reason with a drunk.
Basically.
But he had it coming. Maybe repeat those words to him while he's sober and they'll hit home better. He probably forgot them already. It's hard to find, OP said, it's hard to find a time when he is sober, as I often only see him during these dinners, and he is either already drunk or doesn't plan on socializing until he is. I understand maybe I'm overly justifying my mother's actions, but I don't see her as an enabler. That's dumb. I may be
That's
naive,
dumb. Yeah,
but I still think she was just too scared to leave my father, as she had no family in our country and was dependent on him financially.
I mean that's all cool, fine, and dandy, but if you know that if you have the education to know what the word enable means or what an enabler is, then we're just going to go off of logic, not off of feelings. Logically, she's enabling him. If she's defending him, and he knows that she's defending. Unless every single time she defends him, it's in secret. If it's not in secret, and he's ever seen it, then he knows that she's defending him. If he knows that she's defending him, and she knows that he knows that she's defending him, and continues to defend him when he does this behavior, you're enabling. You're enabling. You're trying to pass off his behavior
She's
as
still
okay.
she's looking at her
That's
mom through rose-colored glasses.
yeah.
Cause
Which I get because you feel bad for her in this situation, but like I said, I'm not gonna have my mom in this situation because the second I get to that breaking point, it's ultimatums across the board.
and then she's like, I don't trust my father. I don't feel like she's safe with her. I'm not.
Oh no,
No,
no, no,
no,
yeah,
no, no, no,
yeah.
no, no,
We're
no.
my plan that
She's
I
safe
said
with
over the
him.
shoulders
But
happening.
no,
Time to
no.
go.
It's time for you to go,
Time to
mom.
go. I need to set up an old man to start hitting on her and just like take her away,
Mm.
swoon her or something, make her question her life. Hey, you change the
Well,
mindset and you can change a lot. Pay old Stevie about $40 a day.
okay. Here's the update, which takes place 2 days later.
well, well, shit. That was fast. Damn. So man.
It's been about 2 days since I told my alcoholic father he wouldn't be the one walking me down the aisle, and since then, things have only gotten worse for me and my brother. Reading all the comments helped me realize my mother, although she shielded us from the most of the abuse, was still an enabler and showed no signs of ever stopping my father's behavior. However, she is still my mother,
Of
and I
course.
didn't want to immediately jump to no contact. I talked it over with my brother, and we decided,
I just wanted to sexually assault.
unhand me, wench.
Oh my goodness. Ah.
I talked it over with my brother, and we decided it would be best to have a final conversation with my mother alone. I finally answered her text, basically telling her we need to talk without my father present. And if he did show up, I'd leave and have to consider going no contact. She agreed to the arrangement, and we
Ultimatum.
decided, yeah, I mean, it's gotten to that point.
It was already there, but yeah.
And we decided to meet at a nearby cafe for lunch at my request. I arrived, and my mom came about 15 minutes later with, you likely guessed it, my father in tow.
Mom, what are you
Maybe,
doing now? Oh my God. If her update doesn't consist with this next line being, so to show her I was serious, I walked away, drove off, whatever, called my Uber, and let her know that I was serious. Bro.
maybe I was still naive to think she would follow through on our agreement, but I truly trusted her to come along. Excuse me. I just got up and left the cafe. Although it was hard, I followed through on my threat and blocked her on everything. I thought that would be the end of it. However, this morning she showed up at my doorstep, this time without my father. She looked so
Mm.
disheveled and just so lost. I couldn't close the door on her, so I invited her in. We had a long talk. I told her about how much hurt her behavior has caused my brother and I. My father would still cut us out of our lives until my father would still be cut out of our lives
What?
until he was at least a year sober, and that she needed to finally start encouraging him to better himself or leave him. Otherwise, we'd also be going no contact with her. I told her that if she did ultimately decide to divorce him, both me and my brother would be there to financially and emotionally support her. We ended up talking for about 2 hours, the majority of which was spent mostly crying. During the talk, my mom revealed the reason she couldn't leave my father.
Oh boy.
She was the one who had an affair first. It was with a coworker at her old waitressing job. Instead of dumping her, my father told her that they could stay together if she would follow his rules. Basically, he was allowed to have at least one hall pass. She couldn't talk to anyone of the outside gender, and she had to quit her job and give him full access to her finances. If she broke any one of his rules or tried to leave, he'd tell her family, who were extremely against cheating, what my mother had done and do everything in his power to ruin her life. After she finished, I tried to convince her to just leave him, telling her she'd still have my brother and I. The revelation that my mother also cheated has hurt me deeply, but at the moment I just want her to leave my father. However, despite my best efforts, my mother apologized for everything she had done to us, but still said she's going to stay with my father.
Damn.
I have now lost both of my parents and have been a sobbing wreck all day. It's not what I wanted from this situation, but at least I still have my brother. Hopefully, I will eventually be able to move on. But for now, I think I just want to rest. Sorry if there are any grammar mistakes. Grammar mistakes, I just need to vent out what's been going on. Thank you for all the support, and I'll update you if anything changes. Thanks. There's an edit.
That's sad.
Yeah. Since I've gotten a lot of comments about the fact that it seems that I am perfectly fine with my mother's affair, I would quickly like to clear things up. I am by no means siding with my mother or defending her for her affair.
She
I
kind of made
just,
it clear when she
yeah,
said,
in the end, that it hurt her.
yeah, it
But
hurt her.
um,
You don't get hurt
I
from
also
things that are
think
okay,
people are
though.
understanding that she's not upset with her father about the affair. She's upset about the affair, but also the behavior afterwards and
Yeah,
before.
you got to
So
put
it's
that
not
together on
just
your
the
own.
affair.
But I
Yeah.
mean, if you're on Reddit and you're reading this, I feel like you should be able to do that. Like, I read that you are pissed or upset or look at your father differently because he had an affair. So okay, that's locked in. I also read that you've said he's consistently a drunk who causes issues. So am I going to keep reading this and just assume that that's okay? But the affair really pissed me off. That one's not okay, and that's why I act the way I did. Come on, man! Like nobody's stupid. She wouldn't have explained all that if it wasn't. So when she says finding out my mother cheated has really hurt me, isn't that the clear indication of I'm not okay with it? Why would I say it really hurt me? If she wrote, I really just needed her to get away from my father, but that was it, then you can question it. But I don't know. People don't pay attention. Uglies.
Okay. She said I just wanted
She's
her out of the toxic marriage, which is toxic on both sides. But she's an adult, and ultimately she chose to stay in it. All I will do now is try to ensure I do not become like them, and hope that they both get the help that they need. I still do not like my father, as he
mm-hmm.
was abusive to us. However, I am now also aware that my mother isn't much better. I feel sympathy. I wouldn't say that. I feel
Oh
sympathy for
yeah.
both of them due to their situations, but don't agree with either of their actions. While I was writing out this post, I had no idea have how much her affair actually affected my family's life and my father's later behavior. Reading the comments helped me realize the extent of how horrible her actions were, and am by by no means I think she meant I am. I am by no means defending or supporting that. I will need a moment to adjust to this information as now I have a new perspective on the years I spent believing my father was the villain while my mother was a hero. So please bear with me while I take it in. Also, I have told my brother everything and he too is looking for therapy to help him move forward. Anyways, I hope this clarifies some things and I'll answer questions in the comments.
Say stuff. Can I say stuff?
Edit 2, sorry if it wasn't clear. I have gone full no contact with both my parents. There are comments, but go ahead.
Your mother stopped being. Your mother was the villain. Your mother stopped being the villain when this man decided to, I don't know, treat her as if she was a slave. The second that happened, her villainy went away, and
Said she
he
can't
picked
talk
it up.
to anyone of the opposite
Like,
gender.
bro,
I
that's
wonder what.
crazy. This is not me defending cheating because I favor her more than him. No, she was wrong for that. If he wasn't like that before, or he was like that before, doesn't matter. You're wrong for that. And no one's gonna say that she's okay. She was right for doing that. If he didn't cheat, it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you cheat or you fall in love this way or you're doing this. If you do something out that is against the rules of your relationship, specifically your relationship, because certain things are okay and certain things are not, depending on who it is, you're cheating. The definition. You're trying to get ahead without, going the path you're supposed to go down or doing it the right way. But she cheated, and then after that, he took this as an opportunity to control her.
To get whatever he wanted at this point, to control her,
I love
to
you.
just. I love you too.
If you cheat on me, it's going to hurt. It's going to be devastating, and I'm going to have my time of sadness. In no way, shape, or form does me telling you if I'm gonna stay, I get to mess with whatever girls I want. If I actually love you, that's not gonna help. It's not gonna help me mentally, physically. I mean, I like sex, but it's not gonna help. It's not gonna do anything for me.
Yeah.
Me telling you not to talk to men, period, or the opposite sex in general, that is the largest form of insecurity I've ever heard of. Like, god damn, that's big. So that part, I'm not gonna say it's okay. I can just say it's understandable and you shouldn't agree to it. But
I mean, he kind of.
I see why he would say that if he's an insecure type of person. Again, that does
But
not
he's
make it
kind of locked
okay.
her in a prison at this
So
point because
that's what I'm saying.
he made her quit her job.
That's
so
where I was
she's-
going next. Is now you also had to quit your job and give him control. Well, there's no finances if I don't have a job, depending on what we're talking.
Yeah.
But you took away my ability to work, and this is all punishment for cheating. Again, if you really love someone, in my opinion, your goal is never to hurt them. If someone has hurt you to the point where you want to hurt them, that's called vengeance. And it happens. I'm not going to say it like it doesn't, act like it doesn't. But usually the people that actually do love you and go through with that are hurting after they get their vengeance. My guy made this a stipulation for him to do and be this way on a regular basis.
I
You
wonder
made
what
it
culture
okay.
they are, though.
Like, that's so stupid. You have to quit your job. Dummy, that's income coming in to y'all's house. Y'all's finances are together. Even if you control the finances or she controls the finances, it's still double the income.
But that's still
You
him.
just took it away from her.
That's just him wanting to control because.
And that's what I'm saying.
When he
like,
said
to make that move is so. That shows exactly what this is.
She said, give him full access to her finances. He wants to control her. She can't spend what she wants. He gives her a certain amount so she could go do this and do that, whatever. He wanted. This was his opening to fully control the mother, and they have to be a part of a country or a culture that.
No, they don't. He could just have been raised as a piece of shit.
No, I'm saying for her to be so scared because his threat was, I'm going to tell your family and I'm going to ruin your life.
She definitely
She
is
has to be a part of a
something.
culture that family is. Like, your image and family is like really, really big. So, because she's dealing with abuse herself. And she's just like, I have to. Because
just to save face for her family to not know that she cheated. Because they're really not okay with it. But he cheated. If they're really not okay with it, then this must be one of those.
For her not cheating, though.
Yeah,
not
that would be. Well, I can't say that'd be crazy, but come on now, we're not okay with cheating. Is what he said. The family's not okay with cheating. He cheated, so that would mean that they're not okay with him.
No,
Finding
but
out
it could be her cheating
that
because it's a
she's,
stain on the family.
that's what I was about to say, finding out that she's cheating, they wouldn't be okay with her. If it's like that where it comes to like, oh, you have blemished our family, then, but you're going through way too much in
Yeah.
terms of like the control thing is wild. It's too much. There's no stipulations. If you love someone, then you can try to do things that'll make them feel comfortable. That person can try to do things to keep you. And I say they can try to do things to keep you because usually if they're insecure or having issues and stuff like that after this happens, that's like, I want you, but you've made it harder at the very least. Impossible at the highest. But at the end of the day, telling you can't work, control. Give me full access to finances. You should have already had that if y'all was on the same level. So control. You can't talk to the opposite sex is crazy control. That is more control than making you stop your job. The reason why is because no matter what, you will encounter men. You don't have to work, but you're still going to encounter men without working. That's just you
Yeah,
work, you don't work, you're
that's
going
why
to
he doesn't
encounter
let her
men.
go anywhere by herself. So that
That's
doesn't happen.
crazy. That's crazy.
I'm gonna go to the comments before these
Yeah.
cameras die. Commenter said, "I'm glad you were able to see that your mother was enabling, finally, and that you held your boundaries, but also got a chance to talk to your mom. Gently though, you can't control your mom. To give her an ultimatum like that is ultimately the same thing as your father has done to her. I don't condone, not really. I don't condone what either has done, and maybe no contact is the right thing to do still, but I stand by my suggestion to get yourself therapy, ideally before getting married, as these behaviors
Yeah,
trickle
don't bring that
down
into
whether you want them to or not."
yeah.
OP said, "Thank you for your comment. I have a therapy session booked later this week. I have no intention of becoming like my father, and I will do whatever I can to ensure I do not end up repeating his behavior. I let my emotions get the better of me in the way I hand I I let my emotions get the better of me in the way I handle things with my mom, which is no excuse, but hopefully I'll be able to stop this behavior from continuing to show up in my life."
She's she got it. She got it bad.
This was not I guess this is not a comment to someone, but she's clarifying details on the mother's affair and who cheated first. She said, "I believe that my mother's affair came out during a visit while my father was in rehab. When he asked for a hall pass, he already knew who he wanted to have a ONS with? One night
Oh,
stand. Okay.
oh,
My mother agreed to only a one night stand, as that is what she did, and that is why when it was revealed he kept in contact with his affair partner,
it
I'm
was
not
considered
sure
cheating.
if they ever slept together again." She got upset. My
Mm.
father had already started to drink alcohol every couple of nights after he got out of rehab, likely due to my mother's affair. But I believe the way we treated him once we found out made him turn solely to alcohol for comfort.
He's a grown ass man.
I do not support my mother in her decision to have an affair, and my view on her has changed drastically. However, whether she cheated or not, she is still in a dangerous situation with my father, and making sure she is safe should take priority over my feelings.
Mm. So,
I'm not done.
oh, go ahead.
I also still remember all the good years I spent with my mother after the cheating incident, even though it's likely only that way because she was never outed. I can't help but associate with her memories, whereas my father is associated with his alcoholism, as that is all I can remember of him. However, that answers the question, but it hopefully, what the hell I get, however? Hopefully that answers the question, but if it doesn't, please let me know and I'll try to answer as best as I can. There's more comments,
when,
but she never
when was the last
replied to
update?
them.
Does they have dates?
That was the last update. August 26th.
Uh, 2 weeks ago, almost.
Yeah, when I looked it up, there wasn't any further update.
Mm.
But
That's, I
that
mean,
blows
hey,
to learn.
there's not too much. that you can do. But that's family. Ba-dum-bum.
I mean, every family has its own baggage and stuff, but
Yeah. They got
god
them, what
damn.
do they call them? Dirty secrets or skeletons in the closet? I don't
Either one,
know.
dirty secrets, skeleton in the closet, another camera down. Yeah.
uh, let's see. What do y'all think? Is
Let
she
us
the
know in the
asshole?
comments.
I really hope y'all don't say she is, because what the fuck?
There's no way. If you say that
Yeah.
she's the asshole, you're the asshole. How's that?
Yeah, you're dumb. You're dumb. I'm saying it
But
straight
let
to you.
us
You're
know,
dumb.
what would you do in this situation? Like, if you found all this stuff out, you hated your father for so many years for different reasons, not just the affair, but different reasons, and then you find out that your mom also had an affair, and what jump started all the craziness?
Dad's getting punched in the face, and mom's gonna get a stern talking to.
It don't matter. Mom's
Then
still gonna
dad'll
stay
get another
anyway.
punch in the face. Well, I mean, you
I
can't
feel
stay
bad
when
for
you.
the family all around.
Yeah, that
It
sucks.
was a pretty shitty situation, but
I actually
yeah.
just feel bad for her and her brother.
Yeah, but I also
That's
feel
kind
bad
of
for the mom because
that's
she's
kind of a
being,
dick move.
controlled or whatever. But they're adults, so let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, share,
Go eat ass.
as our daughter does.